Charles Barkley is proof you're not allowed to have a difference of opinion or see things a little differently without being crucified by the masses. So let's get into it. TGIF everyone, welcome to Bruce the Boss Brooks' new channel. If you're new to it, I want to say welcome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps this new channel grow immensely. Appreciate that, and don't forget to smash on the notification button so you get notified of my latest content. If you enjoyed this one, to get notified of the new content as I'm putting it out daily. And don't forget to hit the like button, and just want to say welcome to all those returning viewers. Now, it was trending on Twitter this morning. Apparently, Charles Barkley had this to say about the Breonna Taylor case. Let's get into it.
Just bad the young lady lost her life. But, you know, we do have to take into account that her boyfriend did shoot at the cop and shot a cop. So, like I say, even though I'm really sorry she lost her life, I don't think that we can just say we can put this in the same situation with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. I just don't believe that.
All right, so I would love to know, where did Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal go wrong in their assessment? And before you respond in the comments, you've got fake information, or this was incorrect, please listen to the whole argument, watch the video to the end, and respond to specific comments and not just generalities, so I know, like, okay, this is going to be a logical argument, and even if you do agree, I want to hear your comments below. So let's really break down what happened and what Barkley is saying. I think what a lot of people are doing is that they're stopping short and just looking at this from Kenneth Walker's perspective, which is not bad. You have to look at all perspectives in order to gain an overall view. All right, so the cops are executing a legal warrant, and let's dispel one of the myths about the case. No, they did not have the wrong address. No, they were not going after someone who was already in jail. That warrant was for Breonna Taylor. It had her name on it. They were not after or executing a warrant for Jamarcus Glover. That was a myth. That was a lie. They were after Breonna Taylor in her apartment, and they had a mountain of evidence supporting why they were suspicious of her apartment. A lot of it was current, and I do have a 39-page report of leaked information regarding detailed information regarding the case, and I'll put the link to that report in the description box below. So again, before you respond, I also want to encourage you to look at all of the information on the case. It's all there in the link in the description box below. Go check it out. Okay, which includes phone call recordings of Breonna Taylor and her involvement with Jamarcus Glover's drug ring, visiting his trap house, phone call recordings of Jamarcus Glover admitting he had stuff stashed at her home, and they also had evidence that he was still using her address to that day. Chase Bank records showing that he had his mailing address as of February the 28th, 2020, listed as Breonna Taylor's address. So they had a mountain of evidence to suspect why they needed to go to her house. So it was a valid warrant to go to her house. So just to dispel the myth, they already had the guy that they were looking for. No, they were looking for Breonna Taylor in her apartment. So they were there legally, but they went there at 3 in the morning. Likelihood, people are going to be asleep. All right. Now, we do know for a fact, based upon 1 out of 12 witnesses, one of her neighbors supposedly, again, it's not like there was a whole bunch of people just surrounded in a hallway right there to watch it take place. Likelihood, everyone was in their own homes, sleeping at the time, because again, it's 3 in the morning. But one of the neighbors, one of the independent witnesses, did verify that the cops did identify themselves. But the other 11 of the 12 didn't hear it. What does that tell us? That the cops did identify themselves, but not in such a way that it was evident to everybody who was within the vicinity. So there's a great chance that Kenneth Walker, who was the guy who was with Breonna Taylor that night, did not hear them identify themselves. Because again, it's 3 in the morning. They were likely asleep when the identification happened, when the knocking first started. In fact, we believed it was the knocking that woke them up out of bed to begin with. Another dispelled myth, she was not asleep when they shot at her. They were both up and in the hallway trying to figure out what's going on, Why is there so much commotion of someone trying to break down the door? So in their mind, there's an intruder and they have the right to defend themselves. That is true. So we can assume, based upon the information we do have and the fact that Kenneth Walker did not hear them identify themselves, although they did. They identified themselves, but he may not have heard it, and that can be reasonable to conclude. So he has the right to defend themselves. But this is where people are stopping short. They're just stopping there. They are not looking at it from the cops' perspective as well. From the cops' perspective, they are executing a legal warrant, and they are being fired upon. In fact, one of them actually gets hit. They do not know. They are not mind readers. They don't know the only reason why he's firing at them is because he does not know that they are cops. They just know they're executing a warrant, and now the residency of where they're trying to execute the warrant, the residence or someone at the residence is firing back at them, regardless of whether or not they're doing for resistance arrest. All they know is one of their officers is hit. They need to defend themselves for their lives and also to further execute the warrant. They also have the right to defend themselves. Because I want to ask this question to those watching this video. Would you not do the same if you were armed and someone shot at you? Would you not automatically try to defend yourself? And that's where a lot of people are looking at this. Barkley is right. This is not an Ahmaud Arbery or a George Floyd situation. Murder implies intent. The intent from Walker was he was trying to defend himself. He likely did not know that they were cops, and he said that in his testimony, that he did fire first, but because it was out of self-defense, but at the same time, it was self-defense for the cops. They did not fire first. They were breaking down the door, yes, but they did have a legal warrant to do so. They had a no-knock warrant, but they did offer to knock first. But I mean, now we can also say that they could have allowed more time. Apparently, they may have only allowed maybe 50 seconds to 2 minutes. It's 3 a.m. People are likely asleep. Didn't really have time to open the door before they started ramming it through. But again, they still had the legality to do that. A no-knock warrant allows them to do that, but they did knock. There really are no villains. There's no intent. There was no overkill or over-escalation of the issue by the cops. They were just responding then to gunfire. So yes, we would not be in this situation if Breonna Taylor's boyfriend did not shoot first. But again, we can argue he had the legal self-defense to do so. But again, that also applies to the officer. Why are we failing to do that? And also a message to the ladies out there. We really need to send a message. Stop going after the bad boys. People like Jamarcus Glover do not deserve your time. I know they're flashy, they're dominant, they have a certain swag or male presence to them. But if you get involved with low-life thugs, which Jamarcus Glover was, you are likely to get caught up in their mess. Get caught up in a current that they brought on you. Do not invite that into your house. Let this also be a lesson. If you play with matches, you're gonna get burned. Breonna Taylor was knee-deep in what Jamarcus Glover was doing. We have recorded phone calls, including phone calls of Breonna Taylor admitting that much. But even if you aren't actually partaking in it, but you are willingly dating someone that you know for a fact is in the drug game, crime, whatever, don't get involved with them, because if you do, you are opening up your home to either retaliation from rival gangs, people they may owe money, and or police warrants like this. A valid police search, because he was knee deep in it and he brought her in it. And let this be a warning too for parents as well. You really need to raise your daughters a little bit better, to give them better expectations and their standards of people that they date. Fathers, this is where that scene from Bad Boys 2 really comes into play. We need to treat all guys who are coming at your daughter, trying to court them, like a potential Reggie. We really need more people to go ahead and do this.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Mr. Bennett. I'm Reggie.
What you doing here?
Came to take on Megan.
What?
I came to take on Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 15, Mr. Bennett.
Motherfucker, you look 30. Show me some ID.
I don't have no idea.
You don't have no idea. Get your ass up against that wall. What the fuck is your problem? You think you know it all? You little young thundercat. You got joints on you?
No.
You smoke that shit?
No, sir.
You trying to get my daughter high? You smoke that shit? Nigga, who that is? It's Reggie. Who the fuck is Reggie? Came to take Megan out. What you want, nigga?
I'm here to take his daughter out.
What's your name?
Reggie.
Hold on, y'all heard the motherfucker say your name Reggie. You want to take Megan out?
Yes, sir.
How old is you?
15.
Shit, nigga, you at least 30. This is my. Can you fight? You can fight. Oh, you motherfucker, you can't fight. Look at you. No, I want to know if the nigga. When somebody gonna take my niece out, I want to know if the nigga can fight. Somebody might come say something. The nigga can't fight. She can't go.
This is Megan's godfather, okay? He just got out the joint.
Why you putting all my business on the street? Why you putting all?
I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. I ain't going back.
What's wrong with you? Acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before.
Man, stop pointing the gun at the boy, man.
Look and look. Don't you disrespect me in front of company.
All right, let the gun go off. You don't have.
Nigga, you a big old tall ludicrous looking motherfucker, ain't you? You rap?
No.
Move, nigga. Get out the way. If I see you on the highway, get the fuck out of my way.
Hey, Mike.
Now listen, have my daughter home at 10:01. If she ain't home at 10:01, I'm in the car, okay? Locked, loaded, and hunt your motherfucking ass down.
Do you hear me?
And I'm
Please
gonna
don't fuck up, Reggie.
And if I'm there, you know what it's gonna be? Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, nigga. That's what it's gonna be.
Marcus! Oh, Reggie, baby, I am so sorry. Please forgive Megan's dad and his silly friend.
You a virgin?
Yes.
All right, keep it that way. Ain't gonna be no fucking that night.
Baby, the red shirt's nice. I like that. You guys have a good time.
You ever made love to a man?
No.
You want to?
No, sir.
Hey, have a good time, baby.
All right, good.
If that happens, we eliminate so many problems from their daughters' lives. Really need to start getting into who our family are involved with. Take more of an active role. It really does take a village. But that's my thoughts. I want to know what your thoughts are on this whole case. Again, if you disagree with anything, you have to really bring facts. Make sure you read the report that I include in the description box below as well before you respond. And I love to have that dialogue with y'all. Please share. And if you agree with me, like this video, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because the subscriptions do a world of great in supporting the growth of this channel and getting the message and this conversation out there that the mainstream media does not want to have. This is Bruce the Boss Brooks, and I'm out.